Just in the middle of doing this Glazur's task, and we got a nice little surprise, some Rage Fire boots. Unfortunately, they are the cheapest Glazur boots by a lot, but, you know, I'll still take them. I've had 2 boots already, and I'm like 25 shards into this staff, so, I mean, hey, I will take that any day of the week, even if it does mean I have to settle for Rage Fires. Also, welcome to the episode. Yo, so I just finished my Glazur's task. I did get some Rage Fires, so I've now had a boot drop in 2 out of my last 3 Glazur tasks. So hey, you never know. Maybe Curadel is appreciating all the hard work I put in and is rewarding me accordingly. Unfortunately, I already sold the Glaven boots because I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to be crashing, and they are crashing already. I sold them for like 9.99 mil, and now they're like 9.7 mil, and I don't think they're going to be going up. So I sold the Glaven boots, but I did keep track of how much I sold them for. But we got Rages as well. The only real thing I have to be upset about is in my last, I believe, 12 Glazur boots, I haven't had any steads. My last 12 Glazur boots have been 10 Rage Fires and 2 Glaven. So I'm really hoping I get some Steadfast eventually, because they're worth like over 3 times as much as Rage Fires, but whatever. I'm not going to be doing Ice Tricorns just because I find them boring. So instead, our next task is going to be Graders, so I think I'm going to go do some God Wars Dungeon for that, just because, I don't know, God Wars Dungeon sounds kind of fun right now. Might as well. Maybe we'll get another drop there. It has been, admittedly, quite a while since I've had a drop as Zamy. I've done quite a few tasks dry. So a task there, or a drop there, would be very much appreciated, and it would be cool. Anyway, I'll go do that right now. Alright guys, I just finished off a Zamy task, and I do have like, I don't know, half an hour left. More like 20 minutes left. 362 kill count is what I did, but I'm just going to go ahead and teleport out. I did get a drop, but I banked it. I also recorded myself getting the drop, but Camtasia crashed. Yeah, I know, I've been complaining about Camtasia a lot lately, but it's been having some serious issues lately that weren't really a problem until fairly recently. Sorry I missed you, Metal Mike 55. I teleported out before I saw you said hi. Anyway, I'll show you guys what drop I got, and then we'll go get a new task. So the drop I did get at Zamy was a Zamorak hilt. It's probably not worth very much. But anyway, let's price check all the drops that we got. We got the Zamy hilts, and the only other notable drops are Lantidimes, Wines of Zamorak, Blood Runes, Death Runes, and Lantidime Seeds. I didn't bother banking any ashes. I did blank a few rune plate legs and adamant plate bodies and stuff like that, but that's probably only a couple 100k, and we can just discount that with like overload prices and such. So about 3.3 mil, and I probably spent, I don't know, like 600, 700k on supplies. So I made a decent amount, I guess. It is pretty good XP with the fast spawns, but still, it's wasn't the best. But anyway, we'll go get another task. I now have 2 Zamorak drops in, let me look at my log, about 350 Zamorak kills. So I'm still well under the drop rate, but that's fine, because I got pretty lucky at Bandos last time I went there. Okay, so I finished off my Nihil's task, which was the last tag. I don't think I showed myself getting it. It was kind of a troll task, because I got 84 Nihils, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be bank loot. The first 60 Nihil kills, I didn't get a single Lantidime seed. I was like, come on, son, they don't drop Lantidime seeds anymore? And then I got a few at the end. But anyway, I made a lot less than I should have that Nihil's task, and I didn't price check because, well, if you watch my Nihil's guide, you'll see the price check that I did for this particular task. So if you really want to see it, watch the guide. Anyway, we're going to get another task on Curadel, Daggonoth. I could do some DKs. Do I want to do some DKs? That's the problem. I do have a relatively open schedule today, so, you know, why not? I'll probably end up doing 212 Daggonoth Kings, but we'll see. So I kind of spent the day XP wasting, playing Age of Empires 2 and Binding of Isaac most of the time, and I ended up not playing like really any RS. It's nearly bedtime and I haven't played RS in about 11 hours. So I ended up not going to DKs, and I ended up just canning the regular Daggonoths instead, which I know you should all be very disappointed in me. But I was playing Isaac. The new Binding of Isaac Community Remix mod update came out, so I was kind of messing around with that and had a lot of fun. One thing I just realized is I'm almost out of cannonballs, only 196 to go. I haven't ever had to buy cannonballs because I was just using the ones that I got from Corp, but I'm going to have to buy some pretty soon because I don't even have enough to do another Daggonoth task. But our next task is going to be Griffle Pines, which is not Daggonoths, and which also does not require cannonballs, so I think we're set. Griffle Pines task went okay. Thank you guys for asking. But I also got 3 Griffle Wands, which again are like alk price value, but that's still a nice little 30k to pocket, and I just love Griffle Pines. You gotta do this task. It's really, really quick, really, really good XP, really fast Slayer points as well. Griffle Ruse, I definitely could not begrudge you guys for skipping, but Griffle Pines, come on, son. Unfortunately, you can't like block polypore creatures or anything, because that would additionally block Ganodermic Beasts. Our next task is going to be 186 graders. Do I skip that, or do I go to Zamy? I really don't want to go to Zamy, because I already did a Zamy task today, although it was early this morning, so I've had some time to rest and recuperate. So, I don't know, screw it, we're going to Zamy. I didn't really want to go to Zamy last night either, and I went there and it was okay, so let's go ahead and do 186 graders at Zamy. I'll probably just do an hour of instance there, and then I'll have a few left, and I'll kill them at Kuradil's dungeon. Okay, so apparently Zamy boss can hit 8.8k with his special attack when you're Zerked. I had 1 second of Zerk left. 1 second, and he smacked me in 8.8k. Dead. He's not really supposed to use his attack within the first 20 seconds, and that's extremely rare when it happens. So I just got very unlucky. So I only actually managed to get 25 Zamy kills, and I'm a little bit disheartened with the fact that I was KO'd, like hardcore KO'd, but someone in the friends chat actually gave me a tip. He said, after you get your first threshold off, you should consider turning your prayer off, and then Zamy only hits like 1 to 2k with his spec. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll turn Soul Split on for like the first 20 seconds to kill, and then I'll turn it off, especially if I'm Zerked. But anyway, I just got really, really unlucky, because it's very, very rare for Zamy to use his special attack that early in the kill, but he did. I'm canceling just because I'm kind of mad, so I got Celestial Dragons instead. Also, I got an effigy, which I kind of neglected to mention, but that makes up for some of the pain I had to endure. Alright guys, I just finished off on the Celery's task, and I'm almost dead, because my Dragon Fire ran out at the very last dragon. I'm like, come on, I don't want to drink an anti-fire pot just for one dragon, or 1/2 of a dragon kill. So I risked it, and I nearly died, but I made it through. And there's another person with a 120 Slayer cape. There's like 4 or 5 120 Slayer capes that inhabit my homeworld. Or wait, no, I'm not on my homeworld right now. Never mind. But there are way too many people getting 120 Slayer capes as of late, and it makes me feel sad, because I don't have one yet. Anyway, we're back on World 72. That feels a lot better to be back. And we'll pick up a new task here, kind of hoping for Glazurs or TDs. Either one of those two would be just wonderful. So let's go for Muzpa. Not as wonderful, but I will take it. I mean, you can't really say no to that. It's pretty good money, pretty good XP task. Okay guys, so this task has been completed, and one thing that I've been trying out during this task is the spring cleaner. I've had one for quite a while. Personally, I always thought that it actually lost you money. Like, I thought it was an item of convenience, but you'd actually make less money from it. But people have been telling me that actually if you use this, you get more money from it. So, unfortunately, it does occasionally crunch items, and you don't get no resources out of it. Basically, what it does is it takes, like, rune items, or really any type of armor item that can be crafted out of bars. Just any sort of armor or weapon you can craft, and makes them to their most basic form. Like, a magic longbow, for example, would become a magic log and a bowstring. Or I guess flax, I'm not really sure which one it does. Just to kind of show you guys what I mean is, for example, if I got a Rune Fulham drop, which is normally worth 20k, instead of that Rune Fulham appearing on the ground, the spring cleaner would activate, and I would automatically get 2 rune ores and 16 coal sent to my bank, which is 26k, so I got 6k more. Also, you have to recharge this thing with spring, but you can buy them off the G, and they're only like 500 each, so you know, I profit about 5k more than I normally would. Also, Muzpas drop a lot of rune plate legs, so instead of getting a drop of rune plate legs, which are 37k, I would get 3 runite ore and 24 coal, which is 39k. The only bad part about the spring cleaner is it can sometimes fail and crunch items and you get nothing out of them. But other than that, I think it's a really useful item, and it means you don't have to run around picking stuff up. It'd be really good at a place like TD's, for example. Okay, so that last task was 1851, so I'm kind of getting pretty close to 2,000 tasks. I'm excited for that. We're going to have celery dragons again. Well, I get them a lot. I'm not going to argue with it. I was kind of hoping for TDs so I could try out the spring cleaner there, but that's, I guess, going to have to wait for a later time. But anyway, if you have a spring cleaner and you haven't been using it for Slayer, it's really good. You should use it. I just lately found out how great it is, and I'll probably be using it for most Slayer tasks in the future. Finished off a pretty legit task of celery dragons, and speaking of things that are legit, this spring cleaner is really legit when it comes to rune plate bodies, and I'll show you guys why. You know how I was talking about the spring cleaner earlier in the video, and I was like, you profit more on these rune full helms? It works even better on the rune plate bodies. So your typical rune plate is around alch price, which I believe is 38k. Yeah, 38k for the rune plates, but if you spring cleaner them, you get 5 runite ore and 40 coal. So you get 65k, so it almost doubles the price of rune plate bodies, which makes the spring cleaner really a must for tasks like celery dragons or places like bandos, and I guess it would work really well at Arits as well, just any place that drops a lot of rune plate bodies, because it almost doubles the price of them. Okay, so we're back at Kurdo. Let's get another task, and how about let's go for TDs. I would love to kill some TDs at the moment. Mithril dragons, it's whatever, I'll take it. Not too excited about it because it's a slow, well, it's not slow, it's a very fast task, but it's over so quickly. It's like you get the first taste of Mithril dragons, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, the task is already over. Well, that sucks, but I'll do them. I mean, it's definitely worth it. So the spring cleaner is actually pretty legit at Mithril dragons as well, because you can set it to crunch up the dragon bones. Not the dragon bones, I apologize. The mithril bars and coal, and as you can see, you get 12 coal and 3 mithril ore per kill, which is worth 4.2k if you add all of that up. And then all you have to do is subtract the, well, it uses 3 spring to add all that stuff to your bank, and that 3 spring, I buy them for 400 each, so it's about 1.2k. So you make basically 3k profit per mithril dragon killed, just not even counting the dragon bones. So if you count the dragon bones, it's like 6k profit per myth, which is really awesome. The only problem is it uses up your spring quite fast, and spring is kind of a hassle to buy because you can only buy 100 per 4 hours. But other than that, it's really awesome. Pretty good money here. Alright, time for the next task. Let's go for a long task. I honestly wouldn't even be that mad with celery dragons again. Steel dragons, that's a short task, but it must be done. I'll do it. I mean, it is another short task. It's only going to take like 10 minutes, and I don't like those short tasks sometimes just because they're over too quickly and you don't really get too much of a chance to really sink your teeth into the task or anything. That's kind of a weird metaphor. But I'll do them. I don't even have to like switch gear or anything, so that's kind of handy. And that seemed to take hardly any time at all. Was just watching some Binding of Isaac, and I had a Binding of Isaac run earlier today that was possibly one of my greatest runs of all time, and I'm super hyped about it. But I'm not going to ruin what happened for maybe the 10 people that watch the Binding of Isaac videos that are also watching this one. Anyway, let's pick ourselves up a new task. That one went fairly well. Again, hardly took any time. Got a few charms out of it, I suppose. Let's get a good long task now, Kurdo. Gargoyles, definitely not. Yes, they are very good XP, but no, I am not interested in doing them right now. Celestial Dragons, okay, just had Celestial Dragons. Actually, this is, I believe, the 3rd task I've done of them today, but I'm fine with that. I mean, they're definitely one of my favorites. I don't want to have them all the time, but I'll live. And this here should probably be the last kill of the Celery Dragons. I ripped through this task. 149 Celery Dragons only took me about 50 minutes, so very, very good Slayer XP. And I got quite a few rune plates this time, so the Spring Cleaner did its thing. Anyway, let's go get a new task. And I'll probably go to bed today, but tomorrow I'll do a couple more tasks and then upload this here video. Just hit almost perfectly 37 mil XP on the XP counter, and that's like the last, I want to say 3 weeks or something like that. I was considering saying like that was my weekly XP counter or something, but I don't want to sound that sad. But let's just get a task from Kurdo. I mostly just slay and do farming, so I don't do anything that's like amazing XP per hour, so I don't think I even could get 37 mil XP in a week if I wanted to. But my next assignment is going to be Abbey Demons. That's great, although it's not too many of them. And I'll be looking forward to that one. Trying out Spring Cleaner on that. That should work really well because they drop a ton of rune items typically. Hey guys, so I just finished up an Abbey Demon task and it went okay. Only got like 167 of them again, I believe. So it wasn't the longest Abbey Demon task, but I was trying out Mage on this task just because I almost always melee, and I think I'm going to be sticking with melee in the future. But it's kind of fun to try it out. And one thing that's really cool about the Spring Cleaner is all the adamant battle axes that normally you just leave on the ground and you don't even pick up, you actually profit like 4k because you get 18 coal and 3 addy ore. Possibly even more than 4k. That actually sounds more like 5-6k profit. So yeah, you profit quite a bit of an item that would normally be 100% useless. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and turn in this contract and then we'll get another task from Kurdo. Alright, Kurdo, let's start the day off right with a great Slayer task. How about that? Spiritual Mages. Not really what I had in mind. Maybe me and you have slightly different opinions of what the word great is supposed to mean. Order of Ascension members is okay. I wouldn't really say that's great, but definitely worth doing. Should get a lot of Crimson Charms and maybe a couple mil profit from that task. So we broke the Keystone Dry Streak with what I believe is actually the worst Keystone. Examine that. 400k? Wow, that's gone up significantly. Last I checked, they're like 250. But I know Ascension keys did go up quite a bit fairly recently. And anyway, I think I probably made a couple mil that task, or maybe more like 1.5 mil to be fair. One really nice thing is I only had to pick up these noted items, so I didn't even like have to bring a yak or anything, and it made it a lot more relaxing. Some noob at Water Fiends left a water battle staff and 8 water orbs on the ground, so of course I took advantage of that. Yes, Curdell, you can help me. You can give me a Slayer assignment. Terrordogs. No. Curdell apparently does not have any pancake mix, and we're gonna get another task, Black Demons, which is fine. Again, ever since I discovered Darklight, I started not hating this task nearly as much. It's still not the most fun task in the world, but it is quite a bit faster with Darklight. And also, I'm gonna say, you know, bump the whole teleporting all the Infernal Ashes to the bank. I'm just gonna start using Infernal Urns again, because Infernal Ashes, they're like 2.5k now, well, 2.8k. Pretty close, but yeah, they're just not worth it anymore. When they're like 4k, I could see yakking as many as possible, but it's just too cheap for even me right now, and that's a shocker. Something has to be really cheap for me to not want to do it. All done with my Black Demon task, and I had to kill a few extra off of the task to fill up my Infernal Urn so I can teleport it away, so I'll have no unfilled Infernal Urns in my bank, which is just such a nice thing to have. But from that task, I probably didn't make too much money. Again, I just had like whatever the spring cleaner broke down, and this stuff, only 290k. Yeah, that's pretty pitiful. So, probably made like 500k that task. Let's go to Curdell and get a new one. Okay, and this is going to be the last task that we get. I'm not actually going to be doing this task on video because it's time to price check and see how much the tab is worth, and items have been crashing, so I'm not too hopeful. But we'll start the next video off probably with Eretz. I might do a few tasks and not record. I don't know, I do that sometimes. Don't really understand what motivates me for that. But it is time to price check this epic Slayer tab. We'll just have a look on it because I'll be price checking it on a website, so I won't actually be withdrawing it. But just so you can all see, pretty much all this stuff is from Slayer other than 119 of these D hatchets I bought, and only 3 of them are actually from Slayer. And then this Malevolent Energy isn't from Slayer, and like Spirit Shield, and there's a few scattered things in here that I got from PVM. Those Ragefire boots are in fact from Slayer. And the 30 mil cash, most of that is from QBD, and I also have 9.7 mil because I got Glaven boots during a task and I sold them, and then I put the cash in the Slayer tab because they're crashing, because this is RS and everything is crashing. But anyway, it is time to price check the epicness, and I'm hoping to be well over 500 mil. Let's go. Okay guys, so we are here at the website, maxcape.com. I will have a link to this website in the description. There's a lot of cool stuff on it. One of them is you can make your own logs, and I have shown this off many times before. So this is just kind of showing off what it looks like. I haven't fully updated the tab yet because I need to click the refresh button before it happens. But this is kind of how it organizes it all, and then gives you a total value up at the top. And if you want to make your own log, all you have to do is you have to go to this website, you have to make an account, and then you go to this user control panel thing, and there will be a button that says logs, so you click on that. And once you get to that log, how you actually edit the log is you click on the green little pen button up here, and then you just type in the item. So if you want to add, like for example, a rune plate body, and then you click on rune plate body there, and if you want to add 5, and then you just click add to log. And once you've done that, it adds them all, and then you have to click the refresh button. We'll see the total value of this Slayer tab. So it looks like this Slayer tab is 763 mil, which is a lot more than I really expected, to be completely honest. And if we just go down, we'll see the items and how much some of these are worth. Now, this is not going to be an exact price check. It is going to be a little bit off because there are some items in here that don't update as often as they should. Sometimes it can take a little while for the website to update. So some things like, for example, the Armadillo chest plate, the Ascension grips, and a lot of stuff is very, very overpriced in this particular website versus what it actually is in the game. Most of the stuff is fairly close, like all the alkables, rune items, all that is going to be pretty exact G prices, but stuff like Abyssal Wand, you know, it's too high, Berserker Rings are too high. So we could probably take like 20-30 mil off of this and get the actual price. So we're going to say around 730 mil for this tab, which is about the highest I've ever had a tab. When I did my Road to 1 Bill Slayer tab, I eventually sold it at 730 mil, although I did make a bill from Slayer because I had 2 tabs during that series overall. But this is a lot more than I expected. I was honestly just hoping for a tab worth over 500 mil, and we definitely smashed that. So even with a few items overpriced, it looks like by far the majority of the items in here are around their correct prices. It's just a few that are a little too high, but it looks like we could probably break the 1 bill Slayer tab mark, perhaps in episode 15, which is the next time I'll price check. So that's going to be the goal. Go for 1 bill. I personally have never had a tab of monster drops in RuneScape worth over 1 bill, so it's going to be pretty hype if I reach that. Anyway, that's about all for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. We'll just end off with me showing off my Slayer XP here. Okay, so my current Slayer XP is 79 mil 330k. So that's pretty good. I don't remember what it was in episode 5, but I probably increased about 5 mil Slayer, so I'm doing around 1 mil to, I guess, 1.5 mil Slayer XP per episode. So this means that I have just about exactly 25 mil Slayer to go until 120, which is still quite a bit. It might seem like I have a lot of Slayer XP, but this took a long time to eventually get to this mark because I don't power Slayer or anything. So it's going to take a really long time still to reach 120, and we'll definitely have at least another 10 episodes, if not more. I'm really looking forward to that, really looking forward to how humongous this tab is going to be. I think this tab could easily double in price by the time I reach 120, and it would easily be my biggest tab of all time ever. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Road to 120 Slayer, which should be out in like 3 days or so. And yeah, talk to you then. Farewell.